Everybody's talking about love yourself. Everything starts within. Everything starts within us. Everything we need is within us. The problem is, people, some of us cannot get past the pain of it all. I want to love myself, but I can't forget the pain that was inflicted by mama, by dad, by my uncles, by my aunts, by my cousins and them. I can't stop the pain of what they told me, of how they abused me, of what they said I would never amount to. I want to love myself, but I can't stop thinking about all of the things that was done to me as a child, even as a young adult. I want to love myself, but I just can't stop the pain. The pain of it all is I'm constantly reminded, and everything that I do and all the decisions that I make, I am constantly reminded of what has been said, what has been done, and how it has been done to me. I want to love myself, but I don't know how. How do you love yourself, the shell of who you are, the very mere existence of your being, when you don't even know who you are? I want to love myself, but I don't know how to let go of the pain of the physical abuse. I want to love myself, but I don't know how to let go of the mental abuse. I want to love myself, but I don't know how to let go of all of the emotional, physical, mental, spiritual abuse. I want to let go, but I just don't know how. Everybody's talking about love yourself. Put yourself first. Remember, you have everything you need in you. Well, where is it? Why can't I find it? Why do I still keep doing the self-destructive behavior that I've been doing for the past 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years of my life? How? How do I love myself? That's a very good question. And I'm grateful and I'm happy to tell you that there is an answer. Love is who you are. Love is what you come from. Love is what you seek and desire in this life. We're in this human garage, waiting, yearning, looking, seeking, and trying to find that love. The thing that sits right on the inside of us. The core of you is love. And the things that have been done to you, said to you, and the shortcomings that you may have been pointed out to you, and people have broad-beat you over the head about you're not good enough. All of that stuff is dirt. Dirt piled up on top of the pure essence of who you really are. And the only way to uncover that dirt is to seek that which you come from. That means that you have to get rid of all of the stuff that has been dumped on you. No, you're not what you've done in the past. No, you're not what they said you were in the past. They're not even what you said you were 2 minutes ago. You are who you desire to be. That is the power that rests within you and me. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy to let go of the pain of abuse, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. It's not easy to let go unless you have the key to the lock of repression. What's that key? Forgiveness. Once you forgive, it starts here. Then it starts here. Then you let it go. What do I mean by that? When you learn to forgive, you stop thinking about it and feeling about it. Not saying you will always forget, but it's not something that plagues your waking hours or even the times when you're in your slumber. You're not dreaming about these things. To forgive is to allow yourself to understand a couple of things. Hurt people hurt people. You were hurt by somebody, I promise you, because they were hurting and didn't know what to do with it. The cycle can end with you, just like I tried to end the cycle with me. And I'm trying every day to end the cycle with me. But you have to remember, you have to recognize, you have to identify those things in your life that are vicious, repetitious cycles in yourself, in your family, in your bloodline, in your family line. You are the only person that can do that. How do you do that? Again, you have to forgive. Forgiveness is not saying what this person did to you is okay. Forgiveness is saying, I don't have to be plagued by it. I don't have to let it control my life anymore. I don't care how bad the situation seems. At the end of the day, forgiveness is about changing this. Because you forgive, honestly, the moment you change your mindset. The moment you go from victim to victor, right? And the moment you turn your pain into power, you're no longer the person being plagued with having to forgive someone. I know it's not easy, guys, but it's doable, it's possible. I know it because I've done it. I do it all the time. And forgiveness doesn't mean you gotta be chum buddy either. Forgiveness just means you let something mentally go so that your heart can follow. It starts here, it ends here. And when you can think about a situation and it no longer affects you emotionally, that's when you forgive it. Doesn't mean, again, that you've forgotten about it. It just means that you've allowed it to not take control. You've allowed yourself to take control over it so it doesn't take control over the rest of your life. Your happiness, your peacefulness, your ability to live in the moment. Because your ability to live in the moment is the most important ability you have. Because it's only in the moment that you're living. You're just merely existing when you're not living. Do you want to just exist through life and then fade away? I'm pretty sure you don't. You know, you want to live happy and authentic. You want to wake up saying, I'm ready to tackle this new day, this new attitude, this new beginning. Because that's what every day is. It's a present. You can do it. I did it. You can do it. I'm doing it every day with other things in my life. I have overcome so many things, but there's still always something to overcome and to think about and to forgive and let go. I watched my dad slice my mother's neck from ear to ear when I was 8 years old. He called my grandmother that morning and he said, I'm going to take your daughter's head off and I'm going to roll it down your street. And by all means, my father meant it and he tried. Now the Spirit of God was on my mother and resting upon her that day. She didn't lose her life that day. My sister was able to get the cops inside the house. My father, unbeknownst to him and why, dropped the knife. As he carved her neck, he dropped the knife. The cops were able to rush in and grab him and stop him and save my mom in all essence. It is hard to have to forgive another parent when you love this parent. No matter what he did, he was still my father. And I still loved him. I just didn't know how to forgive him. And I remember my mom died when I was 17. My dad was still alive. And I remember having a conversation. I went to his house in the Bronx and I said, yo, Pop, I got a question for you. He looked at me and he was like, okay. I said, Pop, I want to know why you tried to kill my mother in front of me and my sister. And I remember him hanging his head. And he said, I don't want to talk about it. And I remember saying, okay. But he died a few years later, and I never got the answer to my question. So I had to learn to forgive without an answer. I had to learn to forgive without closure. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I did it. I recognized this was a hurt man. His life tells you how hurt he was. He was bigamous. He had staircase kids. He has 12 kids. He was searching for love, the thing that we all seek, in all the wrong places. He was an alcoholic. There were so many things that was crushing this man's life and spirit. He didn't know any other thing but to hurt. And he actually, sincerely, in his own way, loved my mother. But because my mother wouldn't put up with his nonsense anymore, he figured, if I can't have you, nobody's gonna have you. And he'd take that, and on that fateful day, he decided that he was gonna try to take her life. That was one of the hardest things to forgive. I was shot in the face by somebody I knew. He was like family to me. He would crash on my couch on the weekends. They tried to kill me. I had to forgive. I did it. I did it. Matter of fact, I remember when he came out of jail. He did 18 years. When he came out of jail, I remember inboxing him. And he couldn't really reach out to me because I was the victim. But I remember inboxing him on Facebook. And I said, I know you can't reach back out to me. Don't. I just wanted to let you know, the moment you pulled the trigger, I forgave you. I did it for me. I have lived free from that moment on. I have lived free when I decided to let go. It's a thought process. Even if you feel like they're the most evil person in the world, you have got to remember, hurt people. We come into this world as love, a ball of love. And experiences, trials and tribulations, things we don't understand, abandonment, neglect, abuse, turns people into something unnatural, ugly, disgusting, hard to look at, hard to forgive. But I had to remember, hurt people. And it's okay for me to forgive that hurt soul. Pray that they find their way so that they can break the cycle in their own life, in their lives of their family line. I refuse to live my life hurting. I refuse. And from the moment that I stopped hurting, I started living. So guys, trust me when I tell you, no matter what's been done to you, no matter what's been said to you, you are who you determine you're going to be. And you're not what you are yesterday. Every single day, you have a new chance, a new decision to make. And every decision you make creates your now, creates who you are, and what you want to become, and what you want to do. Don't allow anybody's mouth, which is a real bad soul, I might say. I believe that words hurt worse than a physical beating, because they stay with you. We keep replaying them in our mind over and over. Sometimes we start to believe those lies, and those lies become who we are. You are not what they told you. You will never be. It's only unless you accept it and choose to live that way that you are. I don't care what hurt. I don't care what disease you're dealing with. I don't care what pain you're dealing with. I don't care what you were a victim of. You're only a victim if you have a victim's mentality. You change this. I'm not a victim. I am a victor of life's trials and tribulations. Nothing will stop me from being my best authentic self. Dr. Dani Lee Harris will be the best version of Dr. Dani Lee Harris I can be in this lifetime. You have the choice, guys. I just wanted to share that with you because it was pressed upon me. So many of us need to forgive in order to live our best life. You can't live your best life. You can't be free. Money ain't gonna do it. A new boo ain't gonna do it. New car, new crib. That's temporary, momentary fixes. The only thing that makes you authentically happy is what you do on the inside, because that shines on the outside in every area and aspect of your life. I promise you. There are no more bad days for me. And I don't mean it to sound facetious. I'm not saying it to be a braggart, and I'm not saying it to be pompous or arrogant. I'm saying it because it's authentically my truth. There are no bad days. No matter what I'm going through, it could always be 10 times worse. So all the days that I live are good days. But I have the power to change what it's going to be in my now. And the only thing that changes my now is the way I think about it. I challenge you. Change your thoughts. You change your life. Forgive. Gain freedom. Live your authentic life. Because while you're in this human garage, you only have one time to get it right. And be authentically who you were created to be. Find your passion. Live your authentic life. And until the next video, you have been listening to Dr. Dani Lee Harris. I am the Truth Whisperer. See y'all later.